Here we go. Hello, welcome to draw number 2. No, it's still not getting Benjo here.
Oh,
There
hello.
we go. Just have to wiggle that mute button sometime. You
All
okay
right.
now? Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. Awesome. So welcome to the second draw for our short spiel here at the Potomac Curling Club. So manning this session would be me, I'm Benjo, and we have Ken Clark on controls. So we're underway, and on our feature sheet we have who do we have on feature sheet?
Yeah. Don't know the team names, and I wouldn't know which ones are which color anyway, so
Okay.
we don't have that actually info. So we have red versus yellow.
On sheet B. So I think, so on sheet B, yellow would be Heather Schalke and Jonathan Smith. And then on red, we have Henry Carlson and Cale Stilt. I don't know what their team names are, but you have them. And then we have sheet C.
So it's Tammy Moyer with Laura Poppendek, or is she not going by Laura anymore? It's now
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
yeah. And then we have, who do we have? So we have
Jill Holloway
Jill
and
and
Lena Hornline.
All right. So remind us,
Hornline.
Ken.
I said that wrong. Hornline.
Hornline. So remind us, Ken, like what are the mechanics of the short spiel?
Yeah, it's quite a challenge because it's a very different strategy from what we normally play with, because you don't really get much curl when you're throwing 12 feet.
Right. So like each team has 4 stones, and you cannot take any of the stones out of the house. Is that correct?
Yeah, yep. So I think that was the end, right? So 1 red is the score of this one, because there was one the last hammer. So it was actually a steal of 1.
So how many ends do each? How many ends do they play? So
Yeah, you play 6 ends.
6 ends. Okay. So, all right. So other than that, it's like same scoring for curling. So when you throw your stones, you have to have at least one of your feet on the hack. Is that correct?
Yeah, one of the feet touching the hack, so it doesn't
Touching
actually
the
be
hack.
in the hack in the normal sense, like
Oh, okay.
you see Phoenix throwing there.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. All right. So we're well underway in the second end for the near side of sheet B, and we have Cale doing a small bump.
Over on sheet C, it's like 2 is yellow is yellow is sitting 2. Yeah, yellow is sitting 2 at the moment.
Yeah, and a good tap up.
But red's got hammer, so Tammy's checking it out there, looking at the angles.
Oh, quick question. So do we not have any games on A, B, and C, the far side of A, B, and C? Or
Yeah, just because of the odd number
of entries?
Of entries, yeah.
I see.
Yeah, if it was a full spiel, all the sheets would be full, both ends of all the sheets.
I see.
Okay, so red 1 on the first end.
All right, so Henrik. So which sheet are we on?
Oh, I was looking at, sheet C was
sheet
red 1.
C, okay.
But sheet C finished their first end. Sheet B's running a half end ahead because they've got 4 rocks into the next end already.
Yep. And at the moment, on sheet B, red is scoring 1. Pretty good spot. Yellow throwing their next, so I think they want to just look for a way to knock out one of the reds, and it's certainly doable because it's not touching. And Heather here comes with a nice tap, almost makes the red go away as shot rock.
Not quite enough, though.
Not quite enough, but they're in a good spot. 3 yellow counters in the forefoot, so that's starting to get a bit scary for yellow. Here comes red with the response, and there you go. Kill, sinking one in there, and are now shot. So that was a good save. And on sheet C, we see that one of the stones was knocked out of the house, so that comes back. Okay, and then the red one goes away. So pretty much like the free guard zone rule.
So red's still sitting one here on sheet B with hammer. Sitting one with just one, right? Was that no?
Yeah,
there were
just
two.
the one.
Just one with hammer.
And Henrik with the
Oh,
delicate.
comes up light.
Oh,
He comes up,
okay.
so-
That was.
So it is one red, I believe. They're taking a close look at it.
Wait, so yellow must have scored the previous end then.
Oh,
If red's
red
hammer.
hammer. Oh,
Yeah.
I might have put that in there wrong. Okay. That's assuming they got it right and we got it wrong, because they probably know better than we do. Okay, now over on sheet C is the more
Okay.
interesting game.
So, hold on. I think we. So that was weird. So does hammer change every end?
It shouldn't. I don't know. At least that's not the rules that I heard. So, okay.
So every team gets 3 hammers each. Is that correct? Or
No, it should be that whoever scores should be throwing first.
okay, because
But-
so what they have for sheet B is that red scored 1 and the first one scored 2.
Oh, okay. So,
So
Oh,
is it 3
okay.
for red?
Okay.
Is it 3 for red?
okay. Well, so we'll have to go by. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2. That's what they're calling it. That's what we'll call it.
All right. So yeah, that's okay. So now yellow's hammer. John trying to get through the hole and makes a really good
Team-
draw to that
Oh,
small
let's look
court.
at that house. Did it go out? Oops, wrong house. Yeah, the yellow got knocked completely out, so everything's getting reset. Otherwise, that it's just a little bit too hard of a good attempt at a double though from Tammy. But now it leaves their team in a bad spot because they only have 1 rock left. I think. Or was that? Hold it. Where are we? Yeah, they got 1 rock left.
Okay, so we have now
Jill throwing her yellow in. It's
trying to
messing-
score a third and just falls a bit short. And yellow scores 2 in
Yeah.
second end on sheet C. Now back to sheet B. We do have. So can we get a view of the house on sheet B? Okay, so we have 1 yellow counter.
No, yeah, 1 yellow, yep.
1 yellow counter, Henrik with their last stone for red, trying to bump out the red a bit, and
Yes, red
does
is
bump it a bit. So red is now counting.
counting. So
Red is now shot. So yellow needs to find a way to try to.
I'd probably run back their yellow that's in the front of the house, I'm
Right.
guessing.
So if they run, they can't like knock any of the stones out of the house.
Right,
Is that
yeah,
correct?
that's what just happened with Tammy on sheet C. When
okay. So they can just like bump it to the back house.
Yep,
All right, awesome.
and that's what they're trying. Let's see if they can do it.
Okay, so here we go. Hammer on sheet B, and oh, that was a nice
Yep,
tap up to score
to
their
the button.
single to the button.
1 yellow.
1 yellow on sheet B. All right, that was a neat shot.
Yep, well executed. Did the job.
right.
Best they could do at that point.
So back to sheet C, we have Phoenix tapping up the yellow, trying to put it back in the back house. Just a bit short. Not a bad spot. They could try again on their next stone. And we see Tammy Oh, she's not up next. Okay. So Jill's up next, and she is trying to draw
Oh, look
and
at
makes
that.
a really good one.
T-line
That
white.
was a really good draw. Yellow now sitting 2 on sheet C. Tammy immediately tries to knock it out, but it's too heavy and knocks the yellow out. So that goes back. Okay, so that goes back into play, and red is taken out. So on sheet B, we have 1 yellow counter inside the house. Kale, I think, is just going to try to draw behind and makes it. Okay, so that was a pretty good draw. Red now covering part of the pin. Okay, sheet C now becoming a bit worrisome for red. We have 3 counters in the 4-foot, and they have 1 more stone remaining to try to prevent. Or no, they have how many more stones do they have?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they should have.
Phoenix
All right, so
trying
Phoenix
to make
tries
something
to,
good happen here. Got one
okay,
back.
got 1. Not in a bad spot. If they have like 1 more stone, they can
Yeah,
try to knock it off a bit. That's the 4-foot. Jill now trying to
the
loop
last
another
yellow.
one in. And just makes it really
yeah.
perfectly. 3 counters again in the 4-foot. That was a really good shot.
So I guess the best Tammy's chance is just to tap that yellow back and try to out count the other yellow, which is going to be a challenge.
Oh, so she's trying to draw. I thought she was going to try to sort of like.
Oh, nope. Spill's a little
Okay,
wide.
that looks close. So
I
that
think
looks close.
I think it's 1 yellow.
Yeah, I do think it's 1 yellow. So that was a great save. Yeah, so they are pointing to the red, so they did cut them to 1 yellow. That was a pretty good shot. And back on sheet B, we have 2 reds remaining. Kale throwing his 2nd stone. And I think it's just trying to do a delicate tap and just feathers that yellow. 2 reds in the 4-foot, but yellow is the count stone. And John just tries to loop another one in.
Oh.
And it's just a hair heavy.
Yeah, I think he was trying to tap the red a little bit, and he only
Yeah.
got a teeny bit of the less of the red than he wanted.
Or I think he might have wanted to like sort of roll in a hair. Any case, okay, so Henrik, oh, that's a pretty good shot. You have 3 reds. Wait, they are red, right?
Yeah, so I couldn't remember.
I just want to make sure if it's a good shot or not. Yeah, looks 3 red. Looks 3 red. Okay, so C, so while they figure out how things stand on B, let's go back to C. Lena trying a short tap back and makes it really well. The red's now in the back 4-foot. Tammy comes back and maybe is also trying to tap the yellow back a bit. And does it perfectly. 2 red counters on C.
Okay, they scored it 3 red on sheet B.
Okay, so it was a good shot. They were red. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so that was a good shot. Okay, so back on C, we have Jill trying to draw a yellow into the 4-foot and makes it.
Yeah, Jill really knows her T weight and on the
Yeah,
shorties.
she's been doing a good number of these in this game. Heather freezing to the red. Not sure if that was what she wanted. I think she might have wanted to draw behind.
Little consultation going on sheet C, but I think so hit that yellow.
So tap back, it's close.
Yeah, a little light.
Oh, just a hair light. But it's available to tap back.
Yep, no, so they still got another rock, so
Right.
it's actually a good place to be.
So I think yellow might just want to try to loop another one in. And on B, that was a good tap of the yellow to counting position. So we have one yellow currently shot on sheet B. Sheet C, they're trying to figure out what they want to do with this, and I think they've decided to just try to loop another one in. And let's see how Lena does. Good stretch, prepares, and here's the draw. Looks a bit heavy, and it stops just in time,
Yeah,
I
actually
think.
kind of giving some backing to the other
Right.
yellow, so it's,
So it was
but
a really
but it
good
but leaves
shot.
a pocket to draw into. So at this point,
Right.
red can either tap back the red or red into yellow or just draw directly.
So that's what he's trying to do, and it is a steal of two for yellow. I mean, the other option was to try to. Oh no, yellow
Oh,
has hammer. Okay, sorry about that. So yellow now trying to figure out how are they going to get their three. Okay, and on B
okay.
we had sort of we had a takeout, so that goes back. You can't take any of the stones out of play.
Nope.
And on C, they made a. I wasn't sure if they were trying to sort of nose that or trying to draw,
But
but
anyway, two yellow is the
anyway, it's two
conclusion.
yellow. It's still not a bad result for them. So B, we have a very busy house. All stones in play, or yeah, all. Oh no, except for the one that was knocked out. So I think this is the last stone for John and Heather, and they're just trying a draw into the 4 foot and looks close. Oh, and it just spins the other way. So yellow is just getting their single.
Oh, no, is there a red one left, or is that a?
No, I think that
No,
was the
that was
one
the
knocked
one
out
that
of
knocked out.
play.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, always hard to tell what the
right.
either way.
So
So one yellow.
it's one yellow. So they get one back and they need to score. They need to steal four in this final end in order to get at least to a tie. Back on sheet C, Phoenix throwing her first rock, bumps the yellow a bit. Yellow now in the back four. Let's see how Lena and Jill respond.
It's really for both the teams that are down at this point. It's extremely
Doesn't
hard to score enough
yeah,
points to end
doesn't look too
shorties.
promising.
Yeah,
So that since we only have 4 stones per team, that would mean on sheet B, all of the yellow stones should be scoring at the end of the end.
yeah,
So
because this is their last end, N6 and sheet B. While sheet C, they have 2 ends left.
yeah. So good tap back by Tammy on sheet C. Now counting one red with yellow in the back house. Okay, so Lena trying to hook another one in there. Ready, makes the draw and looks close, but just nicks it. And might have knocked. No, they're still sitting one. Okay, so not the worst result. Back to sheet B. Another draw by John. They're counting 2. So all red needs to do is to make sure not to give up a 4-ender, basically. So Henrik trying to draw, make things a bit more difficult for yellow. Yellow now counting 1. So Heather now figuring out how they're going to put another counter in and possibly make their 3rd stone count as well. Opting for the draw. Looks pretty good. And they now have 2 counters in the 4-foot. So things doing are doing pretty well so far for Heather and John. And Kale makes a really nice tap up. That's going to be difficult to remove. So red, I think now So red is second shot, but that doesn't matter. They only need to keep yellow from scoring 4. And on sheet C, what did we see on sheet C?
Yeah, it's red sitting 1, and but obviously they need to score lots here. So,
Right.
and I guess red has hammer, but how are they going to get 2? That's what they're looking at. Is there any way to get 2 points out of this? And I don't think so. But
For red?
yeah, for red with a hammer.
Oh, call for hot samosas. So those listening and have nothing to do on this chilly Saturday afternoon, want some food, come on over, get your hot samosas here at the Potomac Curling Club. So did we see what they sort of decided on
I
for sheet
don't,
C?
yeah, I mean, I don't see any possibility on sheet C, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, so on sheet B, not too sure why they just opted to freeze. I guess they were thinking it was just like really hard to do something about the red. And red actually does score in
1,
that and gets their
so
1.
That's
And that should be. Was that their 6th?
yeah, that should be the final score there.
All right, so we have a final on sheet B, 7-2 for red, and red that would be Killstill and Henry Carlson. Congratulations to them. They move on to the next round in the A event.
I think it was 1 red on sheet C.
1 red on sheet C, so they do now have to try to get a steal of 3 in the final end to put their game into an extra. And what are the rules regarding the extra, by the way, Ken?
So for this spiel, the rule is you draw to the hog line without touching it or going over.
Okay, so to the hog line without touching it or going over. And who's the closest to the hog line?
Yeah, exactly.
Wins. Okay, all right. So I think we have yet to see one of those.
Yeah,
today?
I thought my game might be that way, but it turned out that that our team got a steal on the last end, and we got
okay.
away without having to do that.
Yeah, we had one of those in. So I played the short spiel the last time this was held, and actually won the B event with Miriam. Hello, Miriam, if you're listening. We miss you. And we did have one of those. It was an interesting exercise. All right, so back on sheet C. So sheet C is our only featured sheet remaining. Actually, on sheet A, it looks like a really good matchup. Can we show? Do we have a score? I think on sheet A.
Yeah, I've never got this set up to work on that.
All right.
I have this special short spiel set up, and I didn't have time to do anything with the other sheets.
Yeah, so I was just glancing at sheet A. I think we have the defending champions on sheet A.
Oh,
Or-
Jill did a split.
Or maybe half of the defense. I think, yeah. So I think JR won last time we had this. I forgot who he was playing with last time.
So Jill just trying to get it drawn in. Something to outcount those reds.
And here's the draw, looking good. Does it have?
Yet again,
right,
Jill
yet
gets
again.
perfect. See, wait.
Oh, she is on fire.
Okay, next shorties in 2 years, I'm gonna play with Jill.
Okay, so Tammy and Phoenix figuring out how they want to play this. Reminder, they need to score 3, and currently they have second and third shot, but that single yellow in this 4-foot is causing them a lot of trouble.
They need to tap that back or it's game over.
Yeah, so I think that's what they're looking at, just a small tap back. But then yellow can just loop one in.
Right, exactly. A steal of 3 is highly unlikely in this.
Not impossible, just highly unlikely. Okay, going for some precision here. Pointing the exact target, and looks to be a bit narrow. So red now second, third, and fourth shot. Okay. So I think Lena is just going to try to loop one in just to make sure they're not in trouble at the end and give up a 4. And this just stops a bit short, okay?
But still out counting one of the reds,
Still
which is all
out-counting
that
one of the
really matters
reds.
in the end.
So if they can do sort of like a, so they're just opting for that tap back and maybe hoping. Oh, okay. So red is still 1, 2, and 3. So
Yep. So
the
what do
tie
you
is
know?
still in play.
It's all up to this
Okay, so
yellow
this
hammer.
is an exciting,
And
exciting draw.
Jill gets to work her magic. Just out count and one of those reds.
Just
and that's
one, and she has been on point. Yeah, so she has been on point. Let's see if that streak continues. Here comes the draw, and she outcounts one of them, and I think that should be game. They give up a steal of 2, but that doesn't matter because they were up 3, and yellow takes this match. All right.
All right. So
That was pretty awesome, and she was on point with her draws to the 4-foot. So Ken, so what do we do now?
Yep, that wraps up this end, and the next one will be starting in a couple minutes. So
Okay,
we'll-
so we do have 2 games still on sheet D, near end and far end, but unfortunately we won't be able to show some coverage there. But feel free to stay tuned for our next draw coming up in less than 30 minutes.
well, no, just a couple minutes. I think it's just like 2 minutes. So
Okay,
I'm just
so-
going to end this stream and start a fresh
And
one.
then we'll start the next one. All right, so stay tuned, everybody.
Bye.